right, some breaking news coming in. Iran's IRGC has announced in a statement that it targeted the USS Abraham Lincoln with the 4 ballistic missiles, is what we are learning. We'll continue to talk about this and more. There are updates and news coming in within minutes from what's happening in the Middle East. Of course, the entire region has been thrown into war. But we're going to be discussing a number of important tangents here. Joining me on the show is Sumit Peer, senior political commentator. Mr. Ravi Karkara joins us. General Sudhakar ji is also here with us, senior defense expert. Shruti is also with us on the program. Thank you everyone for waiting, and apologies for that technical lag. Sumit, I'm going to come to you. Well, Sumit, it's important to understand, I was in fact trying to get an answer from Ambassador Veena Sikri when, our connection got interrupted, that Iran is not a country to be trifled with. They have this large missile arsenal and thousands of missiles, including medium-range ballistic missiles. And let's also not forget that Iran is a huge country, Sumit. It will be incorrect to say that the Israelis and the Americans can make up for this distance and this lack of logistics that Iran will definitely have dominance over. What do you make of what's happening at this point in time? And let me also tell you that Iran is not a country, Sumit, that's going to be playing by rules. They believe in suicide squads, they believe in a disproportionate war theory. So what are we looking here at exactly?
Vinny, thank you for having me on your show. You're right, Iran is not going to be an easy cakewalk, and it is tough, but nothing is impossible in this world. I'll tell you some factual counts and then hear me out and bear me out. The first thing is that, first 60 seconds of operation, they took out 40 commanders. Pehle 60 seconds, 40 commanders gone. Now, even the head of the, the three forces, Abbas Rahim Moswi is gone, defense minister is gone, and all those guys are gone. That's first 60 seconds. 3,000 bombs have been dropped on Iran. More than 1,500 targets have been hit over Tehran. Tehran's skies are completely dominated by American and Israeli jets. There is no resistance. Every minute there's a bomb falling which is taking out IRGC's quarters, Basel, Malaysia, something or the other. Now Israelis have launched an operation called Tornado. It's over and above the Epic Fury and the Loins Road. The Tornado is to diminish everything that is working. And as far as the missiles go, the missile count 2,500, destroyed 1,500, fired 279. Now you have around 1,100, 1,200 remaining. Some of them are medium range, some of them are long range, some of them are ballistic. They don't have a lot of missiles. And if you want to really pierce the missile shields, you have to fire in the ranges of 100 batch each. Then you will reach a saturation and the missile shields will break through. Now, if you look at the diminished firepower, people say 40 to 60% of IRGC's firepower is diminished. Today, commanders, if I quote Agrachi, he's saying the commanders are taking their local decisions. That is why hotels and resorts and residential complexes around Middle East are being attacked, not the military bases. Now, the problem here is that you have American firepower, you have the you have the Israeli firepower, you have Brits who have come in because you tried to fire 2 missiles to a Cyprus base. Now, with all this happening, and you have already exhausted quite a number of missiles, now how much option do you have? America has not used 10% of its power right now. Now, if you look at the combined military power and your diminished power and your sanctions, your foreign exchange reserves, which will last for 2 months, Islamic bravado and all is good to talk about, inshallah, jihad and all. But when it comes to working on the ground, it is a technology and the mere machines which prevail. Did a one F-4 Phantom go up in the air? Did even one plane take up? Did the Chinese crap, whatever they have got from Xi Jinping, did it work? Did they fire anything? Did they do anything? So what are they trying to do? What are they trying to, where is this false bravado coming? It's not you rise a horse back with a sword and you're going to buy jihad karne jana. If that is the thing, then they have a chance. But in today's time, when it is driven by AI, when it is driven by sophisticated technology, when you have one aircraft carriers. Now imagine a F-4 Phantom in front of a F-22 Raptor. It's like a crocodile with an open mouth. You will just enter his mouth. You have no chance. What are you going to fight on? Where is this bravado coming from? You eliminated Khamenei in first 60 seconds. With goddamn all your might, at your will, you were trying to protect him. You know they were going to eliminate him. They eliminated him in first 60 seconds. You could not protect Khamenei. You could not protect any of your leaders in general. What are you coming to talk about? Now, with diminishing power, what they are going to face, ultimately what will happen? There will be the people who will come up. There is a Reza Pahlavi who has come back up. And Pete Hegseth today told that we are going to dismantle the navy of Iran if they play games instead of Hormuz. Americans are there. There are around 62 P-8Is hunting submarines. 62 of them. What are they looking at? They're looking at all the
Okay.
Iranian submarines
Okay,
today.
okay. Having
So,
said that, Sumit, you've made some important
it's
points.
not
You've made
easy.
some important points. I'm going to request our guests to keep their responses brief because we have a full house today and we have lots of breaking news coming in. And most importantly, I'll have a lot of questions. So please keep your answers brief. General Sudhakarji, coming to you. Let's pick out what Sumit also said. He's made a very important point. But the fact of the matter is that going into this war, there has been support from Russia and China as well. You know, the Americans and the Israelis, you know, they were making a lot of background strategic moves. You know, there was a colored revolution strategy which was orchestrated by the Americans and the Israelis, which is basically the destabilization of the Iranian currency and trying to, you know, in fact, undermine the economy. But Russia came in, China came in, and they tried to neutralize that effect. With this war happening now, what do you see coming forth in terms of help and support from Russia and China, if at all you think that will happen?
Good evening, Vinit. I'll be very brief. First and foremost thing, the help from China, 28th January to 31st of January. They say 56 logistic aircrafts. I say 75 aircrafts. They landed in multiple airfields. They have provided the hardware, military hardware, to include the latest missiles and the spare parts. That included DF-17. DF-17 is a better ballistic cruise missile, better than Tomahawk. They claim that it is 1700 kilometers, but it can fire up to 2000. No country will ever disclose the actual range. It's 2500. Basic aim is to keep the Gerald Ford within the range. Gerald Ford, incidentally, is not docking next to Haifa. It's around 660 kilometers away from Haifa. One. Second, the S-300, S-400 have strengthened the air defense architecture of Iran. Third, the Baidu satellite network of China is presently providing digital and very uninterrupted flow of information, and to an extent, what experience had been gained in Venezuela. Venezuela, they could disable the air defense. They could disable it. That's how the Mossad, the CIA, they had gone in the modules, they had disabled the air defense guns and the platforms. Over here, China has already parted with information about the quantum computing encrypted codes, which cannot be disabled by anybody. So they have been actually, this has come to the knowledge of Americans as also Mossad. And towards that end, they are quite strong and they're likely to be successful. Now, coming to the military inventory, I tend to agree with Sumit. Yes, I'm also getting very disturbing inputs. There are some of my friends, I used to visit Iran quite frequently when I was in the Middle East. There is an infighting which has started, something which they had experienced long time back. This is about the change of leadership is designed and structured to take place during peacetime, not during the wartime. And fortunately, this is happening to be coinciding with the 47th year. Whenever there is a change of the hierarchy, it takes place on the 47th year. This happens to be the 47th year of the cleric or the supreme leader. And by unfortunate turn of events, he's no more. So they, as it is, had already planned to go in for it. But unfortunately, what is happening is there are prominent fault lines which are appearing. If the present president of Iran is able to hold it together